Hello, folks. This is, I forgot what day of Christmas it is, but I'll tell you what, it's day 4 of COVID for me. And, you think, oh, I feel so much better. And then you feel like little demons in your body just messing with your parts and just making little aches and, ow, come out of nowhere. Make the snottiness increase out of the blue. Lots of coughing, but then it's just gone as miraculous as it came. But then it comes back. I don't know. It's actually, okay, mild case. Mild case feels like bad flu, not good. Okay, just felt that. Felt like the back of my throat was slit with a razor blade. Just out of the blue. Anyway, I'm going to put some music here. This is me playing. It's not Christmas music, though. It's just nice little background music. Here we go. You got it going? Yeah, that's nice. I Dream Too Much Alone is a sweet song, not recorded or nearly as broadly known as it should be. But anyway, I'm here in my living room, feeling pretty crappy, but I'm all slathered up and heated up, and look, I got a big fire going. In the fireplace here, I've got a big warm serving of some tea that is very festive. And then over there, I don't have anybody here with me. It's all okay. I enjoy it. Because I'm sick, and if I had somebody here, I'd feel like I was infecting them. It's not cool. Man, look how I got so much pretty stuff. Now look at that. Look at this. This is an aesthetic movement at Tashir. And I paid a lot of money for it when I bought it. And I thought it had a different provenance than it had. And it turns out it did not have the same provenance. And you know what? That's okay, because it has now belonged to me for 38 years. And that's a pretty good provenance to me. I love the statue on top, too. Big chalk statue, Faust and Marguerite. They're always so happy at Christmas time. And I love my big Norma Desmond mirrors. I have a pair of them. They're glorious. I call them Norma Desmonds. I don't know. They just look like... If I looked like Norma and I stood in front of it, like with my little triangles on my face, like, and it was like looking at myself, they would be very Norma Desmond. Anyway, my brain is scattered. I love all of you. I'm having trouble, like, returning texts and phone calls and stuff right now. I will do better. It just don't feel good right now. And, I love everybody who reaches out to me. And I am so happy that you all do it when it's convenient for you. And so that you're all really happy for me to get back with you when it's convenient with me. Because I love you. What a sweet little song. Listen. Ooh, okay. I have a huge album. It's got like 80 songs on it from the 1930s. I was recording it the whole time that I was working on Clifton's Republic downtown in 2014 and 2015, on and on. I'd get thinking about something, come home at night, plunk it out, do a good job of it, practice it for about a week, and then just go to town recording it. So we're in the money, which is pretty good. This is probably how the Republicans think it's going to be right now, and it's going to be. It's going to be for them, but just them up there, not them down here. We're all gonna die anyway. So the holidays here. I'm not saying full Christmas. I don't even know what day of Christmas it is, but I'll tell you something. I'm gonna show you a little friend of mine here. I am really kind of grateful that I loved dolls when I was really little. I loved them. I wanted them. I wanted dolls that were Southern Belles and brides. And I didn't want Johnny and Jay West. I got them, and Indian Sidekick Tonto, and what was the other one? He had a a Mohawk. He was really good. Probably called Mohawk Joe because it was like 1969. Anyway, around that year, 1968, which was 1968, I was in the second grade. That Christmas, you know, they were really busily trying to get me off the doll wagon. And I just didn't want to get off of it. I just liked them. And my little girl, I liked girlfriends. I had so many girlfriends, and I loved them so much, and I wanted to be with them, and I didn't want any nasty boys to be around, and unless they were nice boys like me. And there weren't a lot of nice boys like me, but there were a lot of nice boys in my childhood and growing up. Anyway, the dolls. Christmas of 68, we were opening our gifts because we would always beg, and we were going to open one after Christmas Eve dinner. You can open one, and then we'd be like, oh, please, Mom and Dad, until we opened all of our family gifts on Christmas Eve until they were all gone. Mom liked to put hers back and say, I continue, just one a day. Fine, Mom, live your life, live it. So we're there, and I open it up, and it's a box. It's got a picture on it, and it says, Little Ricky, ventriloquist doll. I said, what is this? Daddy said, that's a ventriloquist, son. Because, you know, that's all he knew about it. He didn't know it was a ventriloquist figure or dummy. It's a ventriloquist. So I was like, I like ventriloquists. And he was just a charming little creature. And I'm going to tell you something. From the get-go, I thought that he was Danny O'Day, because Danny O'Day was the most common ventriloquist dummy in American homes. I did not know until like 2 years ago, and ran across that he was actually called Little Ricky and was not related to Danny. I think he was like his brother. I think they both came from this Winchell, or I don't know, something like that. But got that little dolly boy, and I loved him, and I took him to my mama's house on Christmas Day. And that was a really good Christmas Day of 68, and I had gotten Little Ricky, and my sister Gwen had gotten a long blonde fall with a little black velveteen bandeau bow right here on it, you know, because it's she wanted to do. Anyway, we were at my mama's, and I don't know, we had opened gifts, obviously, because it was settling down, but anyway, something happened, and then all of a sudden it was like, you can hear my sweet cousin Marion say, oh, you think you're so great. All of a sudden, there was a big brawl, a cat fight. My sister and Gwen down on the ground, Marianne jerking that damn fall off my sister's head. My sister was big and mean when she was that age, which she would have been like 10, 11, 10. She would have been 10. Marianne would have been 9. And wiry and kind of penny, and just do not mess with her. Don't mess with her. She meant business. Anyway, I was always kind of on Marianne's side in that thing, because my sister could be really fun at Christmas and really funny. And funny was not fun for her. So I'm just shut up about that. Anyway, I'm just back talking about Christmas. This is what I was going to tell you. The dolls. I got Little Ricky one year, and then I loved him good. I gave him all my best love, and I worked him out. I did a little act at the fall festival in the nightclub, and I did a little act in the little 5th grade talent show at school. And I you know, everybody thought, oh, it's really good. But then one of my besties from back home, we were talking about it recently, and he said, yeah. He said, did you ever get any good at it? And I was like, I was good at it. He said, I could always see your lips a-moving. He didn't say it to be mean. It was just a reality check. Anyway, I wanted to be a professional ventriloquist, before I wanted to be a mortician. And I sidestepped both of them. And I just brought up another thing here. We're not talking mortician right now. We're going to talk about this, the dolls. Well, anyway, I remember being at my mama's house, and my mom had shut everything down, and she said, let's do this. She took my little Ricky doll, and she laid him across Mama's bedroom with all the family coats in the cold of Mama's bedroom. She kept it a frosty 42 in there. And then next to it, she had combed, and she had laid out my sister's fall with the little black bow on it. And things settled down, and I sneaked off into Mama's bedroom and shut the door and took my sister's fall, and I put it on the head of my little Ricky ventriloquist doll, and I was so happy, but it lasted only momentarily. Well, it was like after that, then it was like, oh my God, next year I have to have Mortimer Snurg. And before you know it, I was getting anyone that was available. I was collecting them, whether I liked them or not. Some of them, pretty good. None of them were professional grade. There was one that had a lever inside, but I didn't have any with eyes that could, no, I don't. They were all store-bought, but I had Mortimer Snurg, Charlie McCarthy, this thing called Otis O'Brien, a little one called Willie Talk. I had, finally, the very last batch, I did get a Danny O'Day, the very first and only Danny O'Day I ever owned. And when I was through, I had 17 ventriloquist figures, 17. I didn't mess with them. I couldn't get rid of them. They scared my sister bad because they were all lined up in my room. Because, you know what? That wasn't as much sissy as it was Butch and me to do that, because that was scary as hell to anybody. You don't stay in my room if you come in there and there are 17 sets of eyes staring you down, all shoulder to shoulder on the bed. Anyway, here's the deal. In like 1966, there was a big trend in my hometown of the antique collecting women, and my mother was among them. She was trying hard. Her best friends were really cool, designery type movers and shakers in town. That's what I want to say. They were, and I loved those people. Most of them had been her customers at some time, but sometime it crossed over and they became really good friends. So she had 2 or 3 really good friends, and they would she had one friend who was a professional hairstylist who worked in Louisville at a way more chic salon than Mom had in Bloomfield. But she would come to Mom, and Mom would do her hair. And then she would do Mom's hair in Mom's shop, and they were best buds. And it was really fun. But there was this trend among the antique shoppers and the women of antique china dolls. Now, they weren't just this. There were ceramics classes where they were doing reproduction china dolls, where they were firing new hands and feet and making the new reproduction dolls. I wanted them more than anything I had ever wanted in my life. Now, as a child, I had a lot of grown-up best friends. I felt like they were my best friends. One of them was a lady who was so outspoken, outrageous, gorgeous, fun, funny, opinionated. She could cut you to ribbons, but she wouldn't. Her name was Charlene, and she eventually became the first mayor of our city. And she said in front of me, with much love for me, Marie, I know you'd like one of these little dolls, and it would be really easy for me to get you one, but I tell you, if I gave it to you, the next week I'd come up here and you'd tell me that little shit right there, just cut it to pieces, because that's what he would do. Honey, Charlene had me pegged, because that's why I wanted it. I think I was like, maybe the Buffalo Bill and Silence of the Lambs. I was like, checking those dolls out to see which one I could get, because I wanted to make them, and I wanted to take them apart and see how they're put together and everything, and I wanted to play with them and stuff. And anyway, Mama never had one, and Mom was okay with it. She never said, oh, we should. But I got her this one about 10 years before she passed away of dementia. And she is I think my friend Curtis says that she's about 1890, right? She slightly damaged her china. You don't see it. Her body is a reproduction, which does not bother me a bit. That somebody else took the time and care to give her a little body. And then, you know what? I thought, I'm going to dress this little bitch. And I'm going to... I made this dress. I ordered the fabric because I knew Mom always talked about red calico. And she loved petticoats under red calico dresses. So I dressed her up and sent her to my mama. My mama loved her forever. Her name is Beulah, and I have just a few dolls in my house, but I don't like have them out. I don't collect dolls. I have some of my dolls from childhood whom I love. Whom, not that, because I love them and they're human. And I got old Beulah here, and I put her away as winter deepens because she's precious and I don't want her getting all dusty and stuff. Look at those cheeks. She has the kind of rosacea that I like. Look, y'all, I don't even know what I talked about, but I'm telling you this. I'm still feeling rough. I don't feel like talking on the phone. I feel like talking here. I just want to crawl into a warm hole. Just a warm hole, the underground that was warm, dry, kind of cushy, and I could push a button and the whole thing would just vibrate for a few minutes because it would feel so good on my big, gluggy head. My head feels like people are glogging around in it, wearing those ugly old Vaseline-colored rubbers that the people used to put over their shoes in the 60s. Sorry to ramble on, but you know what? You love me, and I love you, and that's what we're going to do today. Bye.